You may be wondering what this is all about. Well, let me tell you, I do this not out of spite but out of concern for fellow foreigners that want to try to teach in China. There are a multitude of good reasons why a foreigner might want to teach here. Some people want a short-term experience, some settle down and want a family life here. There are many good schools to work for in China. However, I wish to warn foreigners about K&H International School. K&H is a part of Kaiser Castle, however K&H are the schools based in Taiwan and in China. What I will state in this video has been the experience shared by many foreigners that have had the misfortune to work for this company. We will start with what matters the most, to legally be able to work in China. And the way K&H abuses this process. For a foreigner to work in China they must have a degree and some kind of basic teaching qualification. This could be something as simple as doing a TEFL. All professional schools in China will not accept a foreigner, unless they can prove the education requirement to apply for the working visa. In K&H's case they do not care if you do not have any documentation. They also do not care if your pronunciation is extremely poor. You could have non-existent English writing skills. For the company you are a means to an end. The more foreigners they have, the more classes they can open. Normally a company will offer you the job after an interview in your own country. At this point the company needs to get a letter of invitation from the Chinese government to allow you to get a Z visa. Once they have all the documents and you have your Z visa you may enter China officially as a foreign worker. What K&H does, is invite foreigners from their native country, and foreigners that are already in China, while they are on a tourist visa. Once they are at the school they will be teaching illegally. However, K&H do not tell the foreigners of the situation they are in. If the school was raided the teacher would be fined and deported. Just before the teacher's tourist visa is about to end, they will be sent to Hong Kong. Most of the time at short notice, sometimes the very day before the teacher's visa is about to expire. The teacher is handed tickets and told to drop everything and go to the airport. Once the teacher is in Hong Kong they have to fend for themselves. They are not given any support for the situation they have been forced into. Before going to Hong Kong teachers have been for weeks reassured that everything was fine, so being sent to Hong Kong comes as a shock. Once in Hong Kong the teacher has to wait to be contacted by a third-party visa company. This process is technically illegal, as you are meant to return to your country of origin to process your visa correctly. On return from Hong Kong, visa-wise things are okay while working for K&H. However, the day the teacher wishes to leave the company or transfer to a different company, K&H will make things extremely difficult for the teacher, refusing to give the release papers or deliberately sabotaging documents that allow for the teacher to transfer to a new school. This will result in a heavy fine for the foreigner when transferring to a new company. If you are a native speaker and have the right qualifications you will be paid more at a good school. However, at K&H if you're a postgraduate with an international recognized teaching qualification or if you are a native speaker, you will be paid the same as a non-native speaker with no qualifications. At K&H, native speakers or non-native speakers face the same deductions to their monthly salaries. Teachers will be deducted large sums of money for minor infringements. If the teacher is late to, or misses the monthly meetings they are fined 600 yuan. If the teacher is late to school during office hours, and bear in mind no one does anything during these hours, the teacher will still be fined. If the teacher is late for more than 30 minutes in a month, they are fined 400 yuan. The deductions rapidly become steeper and any legitimate reasons for why the teacher was late are ignored. This may or may not sound reasonable to you, but bear in mind that all teachers are only offered 3 sick days a year. When you account for the fact that all foreigners will need time for their bodies to adapt to the Chinese climate, food and air, 3 days is not enough sick days. The teachers will also be working with children that become sick frequently. This means as a teacher you will become sick inevitably, no matter how strong your immune system is. If the teacher uses up their sick days and then becomes sick again, each day they are off, they are also fined. If they are off during a weekend, the fine is doubled. I have witnessed foreigners being fined as much as 4,000 yuan, and have heard that others have been fined up to 6,000 yuan. Any time off results in the teacher not making their monthly KPI bonus. They will be deducted another 2,600 yuan on top of any other deductions. What is the working environment like? Well, no matter what your name is, or where you come from, you will have your identity repackaged. So if you have a long or complex name, your name is changed to something simple like James. If you are Mexican, French or German, you are now American. If you are a non-native speaker, you are sold as a native speaker. You are kept as much as possible away from the parents, as the sales team of the campus has falsely sold you as something you are not. In most of the world, this is illegal under consumer protection laws. This results in a teacher walking around the campus on eggshells, not knowing fully what the sales staff has said to the parents about them. On top of this, teachers will find conflict in the office. K&H is a Taiwanese company that does many shady things in China, such as tax avoidance to pay all its staff. The Taiwanese policies deliberately create conflict between foreign teachers and the Chinese teachers. Such divisive policies are hosting separate meetings for Chinese and foreign teachers. Different matters are disclosed at different meetings to actively create distrust for each other. This creates a hostile working atmosphere. On top of the resentment Chinese teachers have, that foreign teachers are paid more salary for the same job. On the rare occasion there has been dual meetings, the Taiwanese managers of the school verbally attack the foreigners in front of the Chinese teachers. One can only presume they do this for political reasons to do with their country's poor relationship with China. They will use the fact that the foreign teachers are paid more as a lightning rod, to openly attack foreign teachers. So what is K&H's curriculum like? I showed their books to members of the Department of Education in America. These members have also been long-term successful teachers. They all had damning things to say about the contents in K&H's books. One of these professionals said K&H do not understand the first thing about teaching. It was also pointed out that the book's content was over 20 years old. Many words used have become out of date, replaced or are no longer used by a native English speaker. I could talk about many other horror stories I have been told about this school while I have worked for them in China. I hope any foreigners wanting to teach in China can find a good school, there are so many out there. For your own safety, keep clear of K&H International School. The real losers of this all are the parents that are being ripped off, and the poor children that are getting a substandard education.